This is the story of two strangers who get trapped in a place where there is nothing but snowy mountains for miles around. There is no way to escape. So, how will these two get out of here? How will they stay warm in this freezing cold? And what will happen between them during all of this? Let's find out in this story. At the beginning of the story, we see a beautiful girl named Alex. Her wedding is tomorrow, so she needs to get to New York as soon as possible. At the same airport, we see a young man named Ben, who is a doctor. He also needs to get to New York quickly because he has to operate on a patient. But they find out that the plane has already left and the next one doesn't depart until tomorrow. Ben is talking to a girl about the need to reach New York by any means necessary. During this, Alex overhears their conversation. She approaches Ben and tells him that she also needs to go to New York, so they should book a private plane together. These two go to an old man and book a private plane with him. Anyway, after this, everyone boards the plane and takes off. The old pilot also brings a dog with him. Everything was going well when suddenly the pilot's health begins to deteriorate. Seeing this, Ben comes to help him. Because of this, their plane crashes into a high peak and goes down. The pilot dies in this accident. Ben, Alex, and the dog survive, but they are also quite badly injured. After Ben gets out of the plane, he sees where they are trapped. Ben shouts loudly, but there was no one around for miles. There were only snowy mountains on all sides. After this, Ben pulls the pilot out and buries him in the snow. We see Alex, who is currently unconscious, and Ben bandages her wounds. It was freezing cold here, so they light a campfire and rest for a while. The next day, Ben sees a plane passing by and quickly fires the flare gun to signal them. But the plane was too high and simply continues on its way. Alex was very worried because her wedding was tomorrow, and who knows what is happening there now. Neither of them had told anyone they were coming on a private plane. Ben says that we are completely trapped here now because your phone is broken and my phone has no service. To which Alex says that we cannot just sit here doing nothing because we don't have much food left. So we have to walk and find a way out of here. Ben says it is too cold outside and we will get sick, so it is better if we wait here for someone to come. Anyway, they both wait inside for help for a few days. But even after 4 to 5 days pass, no one comes to help them. To which Alex says that if we keep sitting here like this for a few more days, we will die without even trying. Besides, we only have food left for a couple of days, so we have to go out and look at least once. After hearing her say this, Ben agrees with Alex, but tells her that her wounds have not yet fully healed, so she should stay here while he goes to check. After this, Ben goes out alone, but there was nothing but snowy mountains as far as the eye could see. Now, after walking quite far, Ben also gets exhausted and starts to head back. But during this, his foot slips and he begins to roll downward. There is a very deep ravine below, but suddenly Ben gets stuck due to some rocks, which saved him from falling into the ravine. Meanwhile, on one side, we see Alex listening to some recordings on Ben's phone. But then, suddenly, a dangerous wild animal appears. Seeing it, the pilot's dog begins to bark at it and goes out to attack. But that wild animal was dangerous and injures the dog. After that, the wild animal begins to approach Alex. Seeing this, Alex gets very scared and quickly pulls out the flare gun and shoots it in the head, making it run away. A little later, Ben also returns. As soon as he arrives, Alex tells him about that animal and says she shot it in the head and it couldn't have gone very far, which means it must be dead nearby, so they should go check on it. So Ben goes out to look and finds the animal a short distance away, which had died a long time ago. Ben brings it inside and they cook its meat. They hadn't eaten such a good meal in a long time, so they save the leftovers in their backpack so they can eat them later. Then Alex says that we should go down from this cliff. It is possible that your phone will have service there because this is the only way we can get out of here. But Ben says no, that is not possible. Service cannot reach here because this place feels far from the world, and if we go out we could die from the cold. To which Alex says that would be even better. At least we wouldn't feel like we didn't try to get out of here. And really, how many days can we survive here? 15 to 20 days at most, because our food won't last longer than that. So we should leave here. But Ben still doesn't want to leave, which leads to an argument between the two, and they both go to sleep right there angry. The next morning, Alex gets up early and takes the dog to go out and look for help, but outside nothing but snowy cliffs could be seen for miles. Even so, she goes out with a false hope. On one side, we see Ben, who now wakes up and sees that Alex is not here. During this, he finds a letter here in which Alex had written that she is going for help, and that if I find any help or a way out, I will come back for you too. But Ben knows there is no way out because he has already gone quite far before. Ben goes outside and looks at her footprints, which show him which direction she went. Ben begins to follow the trail, and, after going quite far, spots Alex. So Ben picks up the pace and finally catches up to Alex after a while. Both are very happy to see each other, but Alex had grown very tired from walking and was shivering from the cold. Ben says, "Let's go back to the plane," but Alex says, "We have come quite far. It's possible we might find a way out further ahead. And anyway, what will we do going back there?" So both keep moving forward with a faint hope. Now, after going quite far, they find a cave. Both quickly go inside and light a campfire to warm their bodies. They found a cave to rest after a very long journey. Anyway, both were very tired, so they fall asleep. After that, it is morning and both begin to move forward again, but they still haven't seen anything that gives them a means of help. These people look around with binoculars. During this, they see something shining in front of them, but it was very far away. Even as exhausted as they were, they begin to head towards that place. Now, after walking for a long time, both reach the place from where that shine was visible, but they come here and see that there is a deep ravine below and the snow has melted. But there is also a thin wall of ice here. Ben says that if we slip from here, we will fall straight down, and anyway, slipping on ice is a common thing, so we shouldn't pass through here. Ben says we should go back to that same cave, to which Alex says angrily, "What will we do going back there? Tell me, wait for our death?" During this, they realize that the dog is not with them either, which means it probably got separated from them. Ben goes to look for it by looking at the dog's paw prints. But after going only a short distance, Ben sees a house, but there was no human inside. The good thing was that they found a house to rest. Ben quickly begins to return to Alex. Just as Alex begins to approach him, she feels she is standing on a thin layer of ice, which scares Alex a lot, and suddenly the layer breaks, causing Alex to fall. Seeing this, Ben quickly rushes to her and somehow pulls her out and carries her into the house. Here, Alex is currently unconscious because her body has frozen due to the fall. Now, since Ben is a doctor, he gives her an injection so that her body returns to normal and she regains consciousness. Ben prepares food for her, which he found in this very house. Alex had begun to love him in her heart and thinks that if he were a bad man, he probably could have left me in that condition and walked away. But he didn't do that, and anyway, he has been supporting me for a long time. He hasn't even tried to touch me in a bad way yet. Now, both stay together in this same house for 4 to 5 days. Then one day, Ben was outside chopping some firewood to light a campfire, and inside the house, Alex is again listening to some recordings of Ben's wife from Ben's phone. But during this, Ben arrives here and gets angry at Alex for doing this. Alex says, "I just wanted to know about your wife." Ben tells her that she passed away from this world 2 years ago due to an illness. Hearing this, Alex feels very bad and hugs him while apologizing. Both were hugging each other, and gradually their friendship turns into a relationship, and both go to bed and have a lot of fun tonight. Anyway, the next morning, both set out again on their subsequent journey, and gradually they have reached quite far ahead. Now, after going quite far, they have to face cold winds. Due to the extreme cold, Alex can no longer walk. Therefore, Ben improvises a wooden sled and lays Alex on it to keep moving forward. The dog is also with them, who probably also holds the hope that I will get out of here someday. Now, after walking quite far, both sit down next to a tree, and they still haven't found any means of help. And besides, they had nothing left to eat. Both settle the thought in their minds that our death is now certain. Because we did everything we could, we have no strength left. Both fall asleep right here, sitting down due to exhaustion. A little later, the dog comes and tries to wake Ben up. But we see that due to the cold, their bodies have frozen to a great extent. And Ben begins to roll and fall, but suddenly stabilizes. The dog leads him a short distance with him. Ben sees from here that there is something like a factory a short distance away. So, Ben quickly comes to Alex and tells her to walk forward. They had seen a new hope of getting out of here after many days. There was a different smile on both of their faces. Anyway, both move forward with a last ounce of courage. But during this, Ben's foot gets stuck in a trap here, which causes Ben a lot of pain. Alex quickly approaches him and tries to get his foot out, but the trap won't budge. To which Ben tells her to leave here and bring help for him. Poor Alex, defeated, tired, and weak from hunger, somehow reaches a road. During this, a big truck comes from the front. Alex stands right in front of the truck so that it stops. Alex had become so weak that she falls and faints right in front of the truck. The truck owner stops the vehicle. Now, after this, the scene cuts and we see them both in the hospital. Ben quickly enters Alex's room and they talk while laughing. But during this, Alex's fiancée arrives, the one Alex is supposed to marry. Alex tells him, "If Ben hadn't been with me, I wouldn't have survived alive under any condition." For which this man thanks Ben. Ben now understood that our journey only went this far because Alex's life is different and mine is different. Although both felt a lot of pain upon separating, even their hearts beat for each other. But the situation was such that both remain quiet and Ben leaves here. Days passed and Ben began to do his work as a doctor with a heavy heart. On the other side, Alex also only remembered Ben. So one day, Alex even calls Ben, but Ben doesn't answer her call because he feels his presence will cause a rift in Alex's relationship. Now, passing the time like this, Alex sends some pictures to Ben. Seeing this makes him miss Alex even more, and he calls Alex and both promise to meet up. Anyway, both meet in a restaurant. Alex tells him, "Why weren't you answering my phone after all?" To which Ben says, "Because I don't want to remember you. I am doing my best to forget you, and yes, anyway, I am married and you must have already married by now too." To which Alex says softly that, "I broke up with him and I only love you because you are the only one who can understand me. I haven't seen such a good person as you in my entire life." But Ben says, "Alex, I'm sorry. I am married, and what if my wife is no longer in this world? I still love her today." But the truth was that Ben loves Alex with all his heart and soul. After this, both leave the restaurant and both hug each other, after which both head their separate ways. Although the hearts of both beat only for each other, both had tears in their eyes. And a moment comes when both begin to return toward each other and hug again. And with that, our movie ends.